Give it just a second. More or less for the playback. So for somebody who's come back later, don't have that kind of popularity yet that people just jump on as soon as they see the live. But I thought I would use this as a time to, I don't even call it vent. I want to express something. The last few days I've been, the last few weeks and even months, I've been in my classroom. I teach seventh grade, but I'm in my classroom trying to sweep up. You know, I try not to have to do it after each class period, but I I don't guess it's odd. I don't know what I'm saying. There are a lot of the children don't necessarily clean up after themselves. I'm not gonna always blame or put everything on parents because I've seen some stuff that happened online and parents really were absolutely shocked at what was going on, but it's because they have not really paid a lot of attention to their kids friend group, their friend circles rather. So I believe that a lot of what we're seeing, like we've heard, there was a situation where a young lady, her mom said in a parent meeting, I don't know where you got that from because you never saw me do that. And the girl said, yes, I did see you do said thing. So I know that parents are responsible for their children up to a certain age, but I do understand that parents are not always the cause or the reason for um, the certain things that their kids do. Not directly, but indirectly in the sense of they're not really paying attention to their friend circles and what they're watching, what they're consuming when it comes to by way of social media, by way of just the media in general, movies, etc. A lot of the lingo and stuff that I hear my own children do, I've corrected them before and said, "Hey, well, don't say that because that is not that. Like if you would, you can't freely say that anywhere because that is tied like that's something that's gang related or the signs that you're throwing up in pictures that's gang related." And I'm saying to them, uh, a lot of this stuff has been glorified now. Like gang culture is being glorified. That even in these kids in the suburbs talking about they got ops. I'm like, what is your op? Like your op lives in a $500,000 home just like you. Are you kidding me? So a lot of stuff that is gang related that people hear in a Vlad TV not Vlad in a Vlad interview. These kids are saying this stuff, and I'm saying to them, like, how in the world are these kids think that they're glorifying this stuff? Like, unfortunately, I've seen some people die over that, over that, over that like gang culture. I'm not from a city where gangs were a big thing growing up. We saw the movie Colors, and people started, they started playing this stuff out. They saw Colors. From there, it was like Boys in the Hood. From there, from Boys in the Hood, it was um, let's see, Boys in the Hood, Minister Society. There are a lot of movies that kids are just they're acting this stuff out. Now they're saying they're using YN. Uh, they call it, everybody say they're YN. All these kids, everybody's saying they're Swiss cheese and somebody and blah blah blah. Nah, these kids are not. Not everybody. I'm saying there are some kids out there that are real tough. Their upbringing is tough. I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying good or bad. None of that. I'm just saying that a lot of the parents are not aware of what their kids are getting themselves into. Even some of the stuff they're saying, so they allow it. And I'm like, that's slightly reckless. It's a little bit reckless that your child that's in the suburbs is talking slick and talking heavy like they really walk like that, like they're really about that life, like they're really willing to pull a gun and shoot and kill people, and some of them are not. It's all fun and games as you're stretched out with your arms folded, um, and people walking by you, and you don't exist. So I'm seeing that a lot in schools, but I mainly came on to say that I understand that there are some that parents are not necessarily always directly responsible for their children's behavior, but if you are unaware of what your kids are getting into, you are to blame. you are to blame. When a minor does something, they're calling for the minor's parents, and they want the parents to be held accountable for what that child has done. But the thing that triggered me was the other day I was walking through the class. Again, I've been sweeping up around the class, um, and sweeping around the class just to try to help the janitors out. And I've been noticing that like kids are taking paper that they normally tear out of a notebook, a spiral notebook, and they're tearing the little paper off and just dropping it on the floor. And the other day when I was it was like one class I was sweeping up, and then I was like, I had to go back and sweep up after another class and sweep up after another class. And I started thinking, is this for real? Like, do people really think that it's okay to just take paper, tear it off, and drop it? The kids sometimes eat breakfast in the room, and they will take like this one little girl, it never fails every single day. And I didn't know who it was at first, because I kept thinking, man, who is sitting over here just leaving an open milk carton sitting on the floor when the trash can is like at least 5 feet in front of them, but the child drinks some milk, leaves it half empty, and just sits it on the floor. I said, when I figured out who it was the sweetest little girl, sweet kid. And I'm thinking, why in the world are you, like, what made you think it was okay to take the wrapper of they got little pancakes that they eat with the syrup. They will open the pancake, eat it, dip it in syrup, and then let the syrup drip on the desk and leave the room with it there. Tear paper, just look like people are dropping paper on the floor. Eat Takis, eat a bag of Takis, leave the bag on the floor like it is someone else's responsibility. I understand that janitors are there to clean up. And to be honest, their job really is to clean up after people. But I didn't think it was our responsibility to create these problems like of excessive trash. And I think again, it is not directly related to parents all the time, because most parents will not allow their kid to just drop stuff in the floor, or maybe in their rooms, but they wouldn't just allow them to come into the kitchen, open up a bottle of something, and then just drop it in the floor. They would probably hit them upside the head, or make them do extra chores or something. But for some reason, it has become very common that kids are doing this. And I think it's upon the adults, first of all, to be examples, and then next that we need to really teach our children about respecting other people's careers. Because I remember I was on here once before, and I told a person, regardless of what your job is, be happy. And this guy fires back at me and says, well, and he says, Unc, I don't know how, and it looks like, I'm just gauging the tone of the message. Unc, I don't know how you can be happy as a janitor. And I told him, I said, well, you can laugh, but I know a guy who's a multimillionaire who started just as a janitor, but he took his janitorial job and then purchased saved his money, stacked his cheese, and then ended up purchasing him a business, a cleaning business. So I'm saying, whatever whatever the position is or the career choice is, if you're not going to be happy with it, quit. And then I know some people say, well, quitting's not an option, I got to get paid. Exactly. So if you're going to go to a job, you might as well be happy at it. But I think it helps when people are just respectful of each other. I can't tell you the amount of times I don't do it so that someone can say anything about me. I just do it because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I walk down the hall, I walk anywhere, and I pick up. I go to Walmart, I get out, someone has randomly left a cart, not even that far away from a place where you return the cart. I oftentimes take it back. I walk down the aisles and I see where someone has left a shirt somewhere, a men's shirt somewhere that is normally women's stuff. I might just pick it up and take it. Teach the kids that they need to be responsible. Teach the kids to respect everyone's profession. All right. Take it easy.